Hi, families. You're going to see some very similar assignments over and over again in the NOVA system. And that is to get your child to be able to use some different types of math manipulatives to show numbers in more than one way. So, for this example, we're using 10 frames. And I know that we've seen this 10 frame before, but remember, you can click and drag the 10 frames to show different amounts. Now, if your child wants to fill a whole 10 frame to show numbers within 10, they could count 10, 20, 30. And then, even if they're skip counting by fives, they could show five at a time, or maybe they're still counting by ones, so they could show one at a time. This offers a lot of flexibility in how you're teaching your child more math knowledge. So, look up here for some explanation. Now, right in this lesson, it's 10 frames, but you're also going to see number lines and a variety of different tools for your children to use. But we're going to work off the same idea or the same questions. So, if your children are working or your child is working with numbers less than 20, keep the numbers you're asking them to show less than 20. And also, you will probably need to focus on counting by ones. So, when you're in this chart, you're going to probably have your child who is working with numbers less than 20 just working with one 10 frame or maybe two 10 frames. If this is very easy for your child, you can always make it a little more difficult. But if it is hard, we want to make it easier because we don't want students to feel too frustrated. Now, if your child is working with numbers within 100 or numbers higher than 20, go ahead and change those numbers, but you should be asking questions like the ones I have put in. Now, you can change up the number, change the language a little bit, but it's very important to have students hearing words and responding to words such as less than, greater than, equal to, and then also showing numbers using ones, fives, and tens. Now, if all of this is just super easy for your child, please go to students who need a challenge. If your student needs a challenge, you can ask them to skip count and to show numbers by 10. They might go 10, 20, 30. And if that's easy, we want them to have to count backwards. So 30, 20, 10. So we want students to be able to go forward and backward. We also want students to be able to count on. You might say, there's 30 here, what's one more? And they should be able to learn how to go 31, where they go up. Now you could ask a similar question where you say, there's 30 here, what's one less? And hopefully over time, they'll be able to say 29. We want students to go forward and backward. We also want more advanced students to look at showing a number that is 6 tens or 7 tens so that they start to understand that language of groups of 10 and groups of 1. Here are some examples of what you could do, and you can also use different colors to show different ways to make numbers. And there is a pencil so that if you want your child to show two different ways to make the number 7, you could have this way. And then you might also have a different way where your child has 4 and 3. If they do this, you might ask them to use their pencil and paper and show you that 2 plus 5 equals 4 plus 3. Now, this is a very advanced skill for kindergarten, so please only introduce this idea if your child is ready. If they're not quite ready for this, but they're doing really well, have them work on some equation writing. Have them show you that 5 plus 2 equals 7. And if this is still too easy, have them write the opposite. 7 equals 5 plus 2. Students need to learn that we can show equations in different ways. We will have similar assignments over and over again using different resources. I hope this helps. You can always go back and rewatch this video or reach out to me if you have any questions at all. Remember, it's about giving each student what they need at their level.